Jay Haynes for the Film Sensei YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm going to show how to create this atomic particle wipe transition in HitFilm. So I'm going to start by creating a new composite shot. I think I'll just make this 6 seconds and click OK. I'm going to go ahead and create a new text layer, and I'm just going to type in my name first. And I will, under the text tab, just expand that to the maximum, and then twirling open the transform properties, I can go ahead and take the scale down to be something of what I want it to be, and then adjust the anchor point so that it is perfectly centered. So this text graphic will be the first in the transition, and then if I right click and select duplicate, then I will rename that the second, and the second I will just go ahead and change to be like this. And I think I'll boldface both of these. Okay, so now both of those are bold-faced. What I want to do is create a transition wipe that comes across here. So to do that, I'll start by creating a new point. And that point is currently set to the center, but I'll move it here in just a second. Let me go ahead and add a new plane, and clicking OK. I want to just bring the plane anchor point over so that the very edge of the plane is right there. It would be at 960. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and select the new point as the parent, so that way when I move the point, it will move the plane. I can go ahead and put the plane below, and just so it's obvious, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the checkerboard background so you can see where the plane is. So now if I take this point and I move it, then I can wipe across that. So I'll just back this up. I'll back up to say around -11, now let's go -1000. And then I'll select that, and then if I go to the end, I can make that 1000. So now it will just wipe across here. The problem is that we're catching the edge of the plane, but if I just open the plane and I just expand its scale, then I will be fine. And that's because I put the anchor point edge here on this, so it expands to that side, to the left side of it. Okay, so now what I can do is under effects, search for the set matte effect, which actually is under the matte enhancement folder, and I'll just drag this into the first, right? And let me move this one under, let me turn that one off, turn this one on. And under the first, I will go ahead and set the source layer to be that new plane, but instead of replace, I will use subtract. So now, let me turn that off. What happens is it starts being visible, and then as the point sweeps across, we lose that. It disappears, right? Now if I grab this, right click, and say copy, I can go ahead and under the second layer, paste that here. And then it'll be subtract, but this time it'll be inverted. So as the point sweeps across, this will be revealed. And so now when both of these are turned on, then it will just replace one with the other as it sweeps across this way. So that looks really good. All right, now before I move this all into its own composite shot, a couple things I want to do. First of all, I want to double or right click on the new point and just duplicate that because I'm going to need that, right? All right, now that I have that, I'm going to right click here and make it into its own composite shot. I'll just call this transition. This way I can work on that entire item here in this composite shot. Now, if I was thinking ahead, I could have made this into its own composite shot first and this one into its own composite shot, and I could still do that. That way I could go in and change whatever this is. I could even make it a graphic or something like that, right? Or a video. It doesn't have to be a text, but this will do for this example right now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and go back to the media bin. I will find a new plane and drag it in here. And then what I would like to do is just pull this to here or so, right? I'm going to go ahead and parent this to the new point. And just so that it's exactly on top of the new point, I'll go ahead and reset the position. So wherever that new point is, this will follow. And this will be the fractal mat. What I'll do is go ahead and fill that with a white color and like that. And then I will also, I think I will add a mask that goes completely around it, opening up the properties of the mask. Under shape, feather, I'll change to in, and then I'm just going to up the feather strength. This will cause a sort of blurring through here, so it'll be much more smooth, used as the fractal map. Okay. And now I'm going to add a new grade layer, which I will call the fractal map. And I will place that grade layer above the plane. That way, everything that is in the plane, including the color and the mask and the feather and all that stuff, has been baked into this fractal map. So I can go and hide both of those. This can actually come down here too. And now let me work with the transition itself. So I will, and I'm just going to show you where it is. It's under the particles and simulation. I will find the atomic particle layer. You can search for that as well. And I'm going to drag that into the transition composite. The first thing I want you to notice is that when that happens, it changes this into a bunch of pixels, little tiny pixels. And if I were to disperse this, you will see how those pixels go dispersed. So unfortunately, they don't quite cover the entire thing, so it looks like it's not a solid object here. So what I will do is just open up particle appearance, and under size, which is defaulted at 5, I'm just going to make that 8. And 8 is big enough that it fills in that to look like the original solid that it was, okay? So now under fractal, I will go ahead and source the fractal map grade layer to be the fractal map, right? Now here are the settings that I like to use. Wavelength I like to change to 10, and iterations I like to change to 3, but you can change that to whatever settings you like. But those are the ones that I've found are the sweet spot of it, okay? And now all that has to happen is you have to take the displace strength and just start adjusting it this way, right? And I'm going to go up to about, maybe right there, okay? That looks pretty good like this, right? So now, as this crosses through, you can see how it is creating this sort of transition. And you can see that these are actually a little bit not far enough over, so what I will have to do is take this new point, and instead of 1,000, maybe I'll make it 1,200. And then at the very beginning, I'll make it negative 1,200. But I need it to be exact in the transition too. So let's just grab this and make it negative 1,200. And then at the very end, it needs to be 1,200. And now when I go back into the composite shot, it will just sweep across there, transitioning that in that frame of time. That's pretty cool, actually. I can always adjust the size of this. So if 332 is too big and I just want to make it a little more subtle, like 150, then that could do okay, right? And that doesn't look terrible by any means, right? If I want to add a little bit of dispersion along the way, I can do that too. So maybe I'll make that 100. Okay, not 1,000, 100. And then when we run it, it sort of has a dusting effect to it as well, which is pretty cool. Maybe it, a little bit less, this is just a taste. So you can sort of play with that. You also can take that all the way down to nothing and then just use the dispersal of it, right? Maybe a little bit more because you can see the line there, but you get the idea, right? So, something where you're just playing with this until you get what you feel like you like, right? I'm going to stick with the 150 maybe and take that down to 0. And here we go. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm Jay Haynes of the Film Sensei YouTube channel, and this is how to create a atomic particle wipe transition in HitFilm. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.